Bridgerton is a serious period drama set in an alternate reality. One would not expect shenanigans, but like all shows, funny things happen on set while the camera is rolling and even when it's not. We wanted to know more about the funniest on-set moments of this popular show, and this is what we found, plus some extras. These are the Bridgerton funny on-set moments. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. What's the synopsis? Bridgerton is a streaming television period drama series created by Chris Van Dusen and produced by Shonda Rhimes. It's based on Julia Quinn's novel set in the competitive world of Regency London during the season when debutantes are presented at the royal court. It premiered on Netflix on December 25th, 2020. Because the drama is set in such a serious setting as Regency London is, there are a few funny moments. That premise makes the on-set funny moments even funnier. Real life on the set of Bridgerton. The cast of Bridgerton went on a 6-week camp to learn more about being ladies and gentlemen in Regency England. One can therefore understand that relationships develop. For example, Phoebe Dynevor, who plays Daphne Bridgerton, sees Jonathan Bailey, who plays Anthony Bridgerton, as a big brother on the set as well. The actors Nicola Coughlan as Penelope Featherton and Claudia Jessie, who plays Elios Bridgerton, are best friends now. Claudia goes as far to say that Nicola is the source of all her romance. The pair are quite lighthearted together and love to joke around. Nicola was recognized by a fan at a pub one night, and apparently memories were made between them. Nicola seems to enjoy the odd night out and can be seen in a video dancing in a noisy, crowded pub. Glass of wine in hand. We're not sure if it's the same night that she met the fan. The funny, the three Bridgerton brothers are always serious on screen. Luke Newton, who plays Colin Bridgerton, was filmed singing a song on set, which goes something like this. Good morning, it's great to stay up late. Good morning. Just some morning fun, probably on set. It goes further than that though. When the three brothers are together, they often break out in songs sporadically. In one scene they sing, "Wise men say, holy fools rush in." Jonathan Bailey can be seen in one scene showing us around the set and sarcastically remarks that all Brits stay in homes with sweeping staircases and therefore it reminds him of his house. It's all done with a sense of fun though. There's another video that shows Jonathan explaining that when people knock on the doors of the caravans of him and Luke, they never hear the actor saying, "Come in." Jonathan then plays a trick on Luke where he constantly knocks on his door until the actor, irritated, opens the door. When he realizes it's Jonathan, he breaks into a smile. One of the things people from that era had to be able to do was, of course, ride a horse. Anthony's horse riding skills are terrible, and the other actors regularly broke character around Anthony when he was on horseback. There was one scene where Jonathan and Phoebe had to talk to each other from horseback. They trained for months, but the moment they said action, the horses started moving backwards, and they and the crew were crying with laughter. Regé-Jean Page, who plays Simon Basset, the Duke of Hastings, said he had driven horses before. He went on to say that the horses he had ridden were from Texas, and for some reason the horses on the Bridgerton set were different than the Texas horses. He says looking good is priority one and staying alive is second to that. This is not behind the scenes, but Page forgot to warn his family about his NSFW moments. He talked about it on the Graham Norton show. He would have a WhatsApp group with family and cousins on and how certain cousins would not read the messages. He then describes how the cousin would go out and make some tea while the adult-only scene was going. He or she would then come back and realize the scene was still going. Apparently later, the cousin made pots of tea to tactically skip the scenes. In a hilarious video, we see Harriet Keynes, who plays Philippa Featherington, eating a bag of crisps behind the scenes while everybody else is quiet and listening to the director. It's like eating in church, and the person filming and Carnes are giggling. She can be seen in another video lying on her stomach in what looks like her caravan doorway, knocking her feet together behind her and wearing a hairnet. Her face just shouts fun and games. Another video shows Nicola's birthday. The cast members are sitting around the table with the birthday food on, and Jonathan Bailey is making funny sounds trying to draw the attention of the cameraman. He seems to be the funniest one on set. In moments where the hair was being done, one can see actors sitting in the strangest things curled into their hair and them joking with each other. More fun. The cast and crew would often dance together on the set of the series. There was a lot of fun to be had, obviously. Often members of the cast would also clap the slate to indicate the start of a scene. This is usually done by the crew for the purpose of fun, but sometimes members of the cast would give it a go. Golda Rashuva, who plays Queen Charlotte, kept her eyes closed the first time her royal wig was placed on her head to see what it would look like. The crew sent a cameraman over to film her reaction. Once the massive beehive wig was in place, she opened her eyes and her reaction was priceless. There is footage of showing the cast members learning how to dance in a modern dance studio. There was the whole bowing before starting the dance, then going into the different types of dances of the era. These dances had interesting titles such as Fig for Bonaparte, Ashley's Hornpipe, Bloom of the P, boiled goose with snuff sauce, Chatsworth House, haunch of venison, long live the Prince Regent, make a Brussels, and strawberries and cream. During these dance rehearsals, the cast can be heard counting together with massive smiles on their faces. For the series, the cast had an intimacy coach, Lizzie Talbot. Yeah, they exist. Phoebe Denver talks about how she had to undergo intimacy coaching for the steamy love scenes. There was also an intimacy coordinator that ensures the stars were protected in scenes involving intimacy and nudity. You know, so there wasn't any unnecessary poking around. Okay, I love Daphne's coming of age story and her sexual awakening. My first ever scene was in episode 6. Denver said during a recent interview with Grazia UK, and it was so great because it felt safe and fun. You choreograph like a stunt or a dance. Talbot revealed that the actors wear modesty padding, which prevents the actors from getting embarrassed by physical reactions they may have in the scenes. The scenes are also rehearsed many times over before shooting starts. The preparations for the actors include frank discussions about boundaries for the shooting of the scenes. Apparently, these were quite fun to shoot because of the way they were handled. Cheers for workplace safety, how about that? Drones were used for some of the great shots, but behind the scenes shows unreal scenes where one has Regency England with drones in it. The actors would be busy with a serious scene with a noisy camera drone hovering overhead. They did a good job to take the high-pitched buzz out of the scenes though. We also see Claudia Jessie is speaking to Julia Quinn, who created the books about Jessie's character, Eloise. Jessie is asking Quinn if she thinks that she is the best person to portray Eloise. Quinn goes on to say that Claudia is perfect for the part of Eloise. Quinn says that Eloise has more of Quinn than anyone else. The speaking before thinking thing, to be more specific. She leans over to Claudia and says, "We're besties now." Quinn, who is often on set, asks Claudia how many books she has read. She asks if Jessie has to read up to Eloise's book and if she knows what Eloise is going to get up to. Jessie looks at the camera and says, "I know everything." Jessie apparently made a funny remark when, during an adult-only scene between Daphne and Simon, a 21st century plane flew overhead. The first words that came to mind were that the people of Regency England did not even know what intimacy was and would freak out if a plane flew overhead. Jonathan Bailey's first scene was an adult-only scene. That is how the viewer meets him, being intimate with Sabrina Bartlett, who plays Ciano Rosso against a tree. The funny part was that the makeup department had to de-shine his buttocks. Yup, get up close there with the brush and powder. Hold the fluctuations, please. The cast and crew of Bridgerton had plenty fun and games on set. Things can be hilarious and also awkward. We are looking forward to learning more about their hijinks behind the scenes of Bridgerton set. Thank you for watching. We're looking forward to learning more about their hijinks behind the scenes of the Bridgerton set. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you back for our next video. Have a great time. Until then.